Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of A Zumra Story with me, founder and CEO of Zumra, Nasser al-Na'ma. Joining me today is the CEO and founder of Hyperthink Systems, a regional technology powerhouse, Awdesh Chetal. Welcome, Awdesh.
Thank you,
It's a
Nasser.
pleasure having you with me today. Can you
Yes.
please tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Thank you, Nasser. It's a pleasure meeting you today and joining the Zumra Talks. So I've been in Qatar for almost 17 plus years. This is where I started my entrepreneurial journey, and we've grown from our base in Doha to about 7+ countries, and we operate in a diverse set of technology domains, and been very successful and growing over last many years. Right. So, as a company, we were initially, since our inception, very actively working in the enterprise technology space. So we're working in ERP as well as content management space. So we had products, and then we have a range of services in that space, and very successful. So we have we were able to acquire a lot of customers and grow continuously. So since 2016, we've pivoted to be a more IP-driven, technology products company. So we have a range of products in the IoT domain, and then now for the last 3+ years, we have a range of products in the AI domain.
Awdesh, can you please tell the viewers what IoT means?
See, IoT, is an acronym for Internet of Things, and when we say Internet of Things, every device, asset around us, if has a sense of intelligence and is connected on the internet, we can connect all of these, assets and sensors in a global web called the Internet of Things. So you can take devices like parking sensors, you can take smart meters, you can have street lights, smart street lights, and smart waste bins. So the idea is we bring a sense of intelligence to all of these devices around us and create, able to control and manage them remotely. So, and all of these devices come on the internet and give us the capability to, add a lot of intelligence in the space around us, in the cities we live, and in the world we operate in. And IoT has a lot of applications in diverse domains, right from supply chain and logistics, oil and gas, healthcare. So you'll see smart devices all around us, and these smart devices add a lot of value because, let's say, for example, a heart pacer, right, which is able to send data, to the cloud and an application about your health or your heart health, and then similarly medical devices which monitor your body and your health. And then we have assets in the city, parking sensors, street lights, which essentially help us save energy, conserve energy, provide energy optimization. So all of these devices together form the Internet of Things, collectively. And as we speak, more and more smart devices are being manufactured and being adopted by both customers, consumers, and enterprises. And most of the key valuable smart city projects and use cases use a lot of these smart devices. Yeah.
Adish, can you tell me, as someone who's also relatively interested in the AI space and feeling like I'm a complete novice, it goes way over my head, but I'm so fascinated by it. What has Qatar done in that regard in terms of investing in AI?
See, I think Qatar is on the forefront in terms of investing in AI. So there are these landmark initiatives like the Fanar Arabic LLM.
What is that? I've never heard of it.
Which is initiated by the Hamad bin Khalifa University and their research wing, and they've built a cutting-edge Arabic LLM called Fanar, and they're advancing it with bigger, stronger models, and also building a lot of use cases around the LLM. So we have the LLM, we have a lot of AI compute coming in the country. So I understand the Ministry of Communications and IT is planning to set up a big AI cluster in the country. and provide a lot of AI compute from Qatar to regional technology companies, startups, and internationally. So I think this makes a lot of difference because around the availability of AI infrastructure and compute, we will see a lot of startups and a lot of technology companies build a lot of AI solutions and use cases. And the availability of this AI infrastructure and the investments which Qatar is doing in building the local AI ecosystem are outstanding. And then we've seen similar initiatives in the region, in UAE, also in Saudi Arabia. Very recently, we had this big announcement of the human, AI initiative in Saudi. You've also seen G42, Core 42 doing some large investments in the UAE as well as the big setup of AI infrastructure in these countries. So I think overall in Qatar and the region, there's been a lot of interest and there's been a lot of investments in building the AI infrastructure and building the roadmap for AI in the region and the future. So what we see is that AI is this big turning point in our lives. Is a big turning point in the larger economic landscape itself, right? So AI is going to transform almost all major industries, and building this leadership in AI and early leadership in AI in Qatar and the region will potentially transform the economies and the long-term, gains and the growth of the region itself.
So how would someone like myself notice it? Like, if what do you expect to happen, say, within the year where things are going to change radically? Because I mean, AI really does feel like it's ubiquitous and it's a buzzword. But in terms of what should I expect to happen?
See, you have these consumer products which are already available. Like, so if you've used ChatGPT and if you use other LLMs or search engines like Perplexity, or if you use Grok and you use some coding tools like Cursor and Claude. Okay, so we see a lot of these consumer products which are making our lives easier, which are making us more productive as human beings. And then there is this big impact in the enterprise space. So we see the big movement in the AI agent space. So enterprises are building AI agents, and the workforce of tomorrow will be a hybrid workforce where human beings in the enterprise, are working together with AI agents. So I think that's the future, and we'll see a lot more AI automation in the enterprise, where a lot of repetitive tasks like HR, finance, marketing will be completely AI driven. We foresee that there'll definitely be a human in the loop aspect to it, that humans will monitor and manage the AI, but AI will definitely transform the way we work, and the productivity in enterprises will be enhanced quite a lot.
Awdesh, can you please tell me about Hyperthink's role as it pertains to or in relation to the larger entrepreneurial ecosystem in Qatar, and how does it actually impact the ecosystem from a regulatory standpoint?
See, we've been working with the startup ecosystems for almost 9+ years now, and we have a range of programs from startup incubation, acceleration, mentoring programs. We do a lot of startup events, we do startup challenges, and then across a lot of domains from fintech to sustainability and AI now. So this year we are doing an AI summit and hackathon in 3 countries in partnership with some key partners in these countries. So the goal is, to kind of empower and support the entrepreneurs in Qatar and the region. We've also now been investing over the last 3+ years. So we have 3 investments in Qatar, and then we are expanding our investment portfolio in the region, but in a very venture building kind of format. So we're not a very classic VC. We are a venture builder. We build ventures in-house, and we invest into product development. We invest into, ideation and growth for these companies, where these startups actually are built, within our venture building and as a factory model within our ecosystem itself. So, and overall, what I see is that over the last 3+ years, the ecosystem has grown. There's a lot more regulatory support from the government here in Qatar. There are many new regulations. So the
Can you
central
give us
bank.
an example
So the
that
central
was
bank.
really helpful?
The
Or
central bank has new regulations in the fintech domain. There are many new licenses. So you might have seen the buy now pay later, license, and then you have digital insurance license and a price comparison website, and many more regulatory support instruments have been put into place. Uh, the technology infrastructure itself has grown well. So there's availability of the Microsoft Cloud in Qatar. There's now Google Cloud available. So a lot of new tools and support programs available for startups to build in Qatar and build the best tech here, right? So we have, over the last 1 year, at least 6 new venture capital funds in the country. And the Sovereign Wealth Fund, Qatar Investment Authority, is also invested in some of these new funds. And they have a mandate to invest in the region largely. And I see that the ecosystem in terms of availability of early money for startups and also follow-on money in Series A, Series B is much more available than what was available a few years ago. So I think all these drivers from a regulatory perspective, the technology infrastructure, the overall government support programs like incubation acceleration programs available are fostering and supporting the growth of the startup ecosystem. And I'm sure we will see many more successful and fast growing startups come out in the coming few years.
Awdesh, I've created my own ecosystem, if you will, with Zumra, um, to sort of like facilitate that mandate in the country. How do
Sure.
you see that fitting into what you're doing as well?
See, I think because we do a lot of work in the startup incubation space, I think our work and what Zumra is doing can definitely come together in being able to create impact for a lot of startups. I think in the startup space, network is very key. Obviously, a lot of startups cannot build all the skills and knowledge in house. So I think a good network can add a lot of support for startups, right? Whether it's financial or investment support or other advisory services or people to people network to be able to reach out to customers. All of that creates a lot of difference. So even for us, we've launched a startup platform called Arisio, and it's been picking up well. We have now almost 8,000 plus startups, about 800 venture capitalists and startup investors on the platform. And we see community as a very key driver for the platform and overall, network which we are trying to build. And so between what we do and what Zumra has been doing a tremendous job in building the network and the ecosystem here, we can collaborate and bring our energies together and create more impact for the startup ecosystem and create more support for the entrepreneurs in Qatar and the region.
And what can you tell us more about Torazio?
So Arisio is a startup platform we launched at Web Summit this year. And Arisio's core value proposition is to help startups raise money. So the core of the platform is investor startup matchmaking engine, which helps startups reach out to both angel investors and institutional investors like venture capitalists and family offices and raise money. We also have a full mentoring engine and a mentoring platform where startups can reach out to global mentors, whether it's financial support or technology development or go-to-market support, and access best of the line mentoring from across the world. So we've onboarded global mentors, and startups can go to the platform and book sessions with mentors and access these mentoring services. We also have an idea search engine. We have a community platform on the community network on the platform, and we have a news and events engine. So startups can publish their news, and we will, spread it across the network. Startups can also publish their events, and we will publish it across the network. And so any information or startup in news can be circulated across the region. So we are also working with institutions, accelerators, and incubators to bring more traction to their incubation and acceleration programs in terms of applications and the right startups. And we're also working with investors on the other side in helping build deal flow for investors and bringing the right startups and helping match make the right startups to investment and investor mandates.
Awdesh, can you tell me about the Qatar Entrepreneurship Awards and Hyperthink's role in it and supporting the ecosystem?
See, we conceptualized the Qatar Entrepreneurship Awards along with Qatar University College of Business almost 4 years back, and we have now run 3 successful editions. And as part of the awards, we've been able to recognize some of the successful entrepreneurs in the country, and we see the awards platform as a very powerful platform in being able to recognize diverse entrepreneurs and being able to recognize their hard work and success, and also bring recognition for some of the entrepreneurs in domains like edtech and sustainability. Entrepreneurs who usually don't have that kind of visibility for investors, and being able to present, their success, in the ecosystem. So I think organizing the awards program and bringing recognition to the startups is our way to give back, to the local ecosystem and support these entrepreneurs by bringing more visibility and celebrating their success, within the ecosystem.
And what is your hope and ambition for the ecosystem in Qatar and beyond regionally, and your role in facilitating that?
I think the ecosystem is poised to grow leaps and bounds. We've seen that there are a lot of investments from the government and multiple other institutions in supporting the local ecosystem, and there are many new exciting entrepreneurial ideas around us. So whichever events we go to, we see many more entrepreneurs working hard towards making their ideas and startups a success. So I'm sure that the startup ecosystem is poised to grow in a big way, and I'm sure we are going to see many big successes and potential unicorns come out of Qatar in the near future.
And you now, as an investor, what qualities do you look for in a startup that would make someone like you enthused and compelled to want to invest?
I think there are 2 key aspects. One is the opportunity and potential with the idea itself. So what is the larger market opportunity of the startup idea and the space they're working in, and how well they can grow in Qatar and across the region. So our traditional investment focus has been very B2B focused, because that's the space we know and we understand, and primarily in fintech and sustainability and AI and deep tech domains. So that's where we invest. And what we see is that these domains are poised for good growth.
Any last parting words of wisdom, advice to any would-be entrepreneurs or people watching now? And also, what can they expect from you and Hyperthink?
I think the parting advice is what we see is that technology is going to change, how we live and how we interact with the world in the coming future. So it's very important as entrepreneurs that we learn technology, we skill ourselves with some of the latest technologies in the AI domain to remain relevant in the near future. So I think every aspect of technology, every aspect of probably the social life will have a huge impact from this huge wave of AI which is coming. And I think as entrepreneurs, all of us need to pick up those new skills and kind of transform our businesses, with the big impact of AI which is coming. And the final point, what I want to say is that, we need, as entrepreneurs, eventually the resilience to, keep going, and the resilience to, make mistakes but get over them.
But rebound.
And rebound and be successful. Right? So I think that's a very key word. I think as entrepreneurs, we need the grit and the passion and the resilience to keep working to our goals and then eventually be successful. So that's my advice to all the entrepreneurs.
Thank you for being with us today,
Thank
Awdesh.
you so much, Nasser.
I enjoyed being with you and talking to you.
It was a pleasure, and I wish the Zumra network the very best. I appreciate the work you're doing and bringing, all of these successful entrepreneurs together, and we look forward to working and contributing to the network.
Absolutely. Thank you for being with us today. Please leave
Thank
your
you.
likes, comments, and subscribe to our channel. And thank you once more for joining us on another episode of A Zumra Story.
Sure.
Until we meet again.
Thank you.